In today's video, I'm going to be doing a showcase of the Exodus Lite Mod Menu for Red Dead Online. If you guys want to pick up this menu, head over to wickedgamers.com and use coupon code Luciano for 5% off. Alrighty guys, starting off the player options here, you have a no clip here, as you guys can see there. Moving down to your mount here, you can change this to preference. You can set this to owned or current. You have your invincibility here as well as your invisibility here. Infinite stamina, always clean, no ragdoll, fearless, as well as your fire hooves and your horse scale modifier to make your horse bigger or smaller. Teleport on horse whistle, and then lastly your avoidance level there. Moving on here, similar to your vehicle options here, you have fix your invincibility here as well as your invisibility. You have disable knockoff, no ragdoll, fire hooves, and your speed modifier down below. Moving on to your model here, so basically where you can change it into a different model, whether it's a different animal, human, male or female, favorites. You know, there's a bunch of options in here, to be honest. You can also be a bunch of horses and such. You can also change your model variants. You do have your animal controls, for example, controlling certain birds, facial features, value, chest size, and waist size. You do have your effects here as well. Starting off with your screen here, basically this is where you can change kind of how your game looks. You do have your particle effects here as well, as you guys can see. Just do this, we'll do this. I'll make the scale a little bit bigger, and we'll select that. There you go, and that's basically how those work. You can change the actual effect, the size of it, and whatnot. Moving down here, do you have your modifiers like your infinite stamina, Deadeye, Eagle Eye, supercharged cores, accelerated health, stamina, and Deadeye. You do have your telekinesis option here. Enable this. You can basically pick up stuff at a distance, and then you can launch it forward. You basically have to be near certain objects that you can, like, you know, function with. For example, doors or something, or chests you throw down. Basically, use your mind, and you can, you know, toggle a pickup and launch it forward or whatnot. Anyway, you do have your bounce here as well if you want to enable this. Basically, it adds like a bouncing effect to stuff near you. Moving on to your player options. Lastly, you do have your invisibility here as well as whenever wanted. You do have your 1 level multiplier, anti-tackle, hog tie, and lasso. You do have always clean as well as your sticky hats, payoff bounty. You do have your super jump option here as well. Glitched animation, fire breath. You do have your warp mode, no ragdoll. Your feared super run option here, as well as your player scale modifier to make yourself bigger or smaller. And then lastly, your camera zoom and your targeting mode if you would like to change those. Network options here, I will select a player and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so say you select this player, for example, you have your teleportation options here. You can self to player direct or nearby, self to player's camp, player to self, player to waypoint, as well as Madame Nazari. Presets down below as well. You do have your scripts here if you have any scripts loaded. Removal options here like your kick, crash, and kick from mission. Trolling options here can spawn in attackers, as you guys can see here, up to 10 attackers, and you can also choose whatever model you may prefer. Horses here, explosions, attachments, nag, freeze movement, remove from mounts, spawn hostile or clones, and copy outfit. Friendly options here, do you have your inventory items. You do have a retribution, anti-aim, explosive ammo, and lastly, give gold. Going down here, you can spectate this guy's shadow, add to waitlist, and view profile. Moving on to searches, basically where you can search somebody via their nickname, resolver. You can resolve somebody's Rockstar profile from the Rockstar ID. Waitlist here, which will view a list of players which you've whitelisted from all protections. Your protection options here, which will protect you from other modders. You can enable them however you may like. Spoofing options here, this is where you can spoof your name, attributes, and voice chat. You also do have your suppress and join or leave notifications, force script host, and request your session to private, public, whichever one you may prefer. Your recovery options here, do you have your inventory items like your fossils, bird eggs, ammo, basically a bunch of stuff here you guys can add. I will go through here, I will go through these features per se, and you guys can pause at any moment. Basically, these are all the options you can give yourself, which is pretty cool. And then lastly, the main you know, feature point of the recovery is add gold. Obviously, you just hold enter here, and you add a bunch of gold with basically one click of a button. Look at that go. It's pretty quick, and it is safe if you guys are wondering. Weapon options here, different modifiers like your weapon damage, melee damage, and weapon defense modifiers there. Aimbot here as well, you can enable that, as you can see if you have it set to animals. Let's see here, you can do animals only, pets only. As you guys can see, it's gonna lock onto the train conductor. which is pretty cool, but it does work and it is pretty powerful if you guys are wondering. Explosions here as well, you can enable, you know, explosion gun. You can also change the actual type of explosion. Particle gun here as well, for example, spirit fade in. There you go. You can also change those as well. Add all weapons, you do your infinite ammo, full auto. You enable this and you get your full auto. If you do infinite ammo as well with that, it's pretty powerful, as you guys can hear it. Auto cock and auto clean, teleportation gun. Basically, you shoot and you teleport forward, which is pretty cool. I think I do have to be like off the horse for this to work, so let me try that. Get off the horse. Get off the damn. Get off the fucking. There you go. Which is pretty cool. Gravity gun, black hole gun, white hole gun. You have a resuscitation gun here as well as your lightning strike gun. You enable this and you got your little lightning strikes, which is pretty cool. Fire ammo, loot chute, which basically puts a bunch of gold in chests, so you guys can open those. One hit, one kill, which basically increases the damage of your bullets. Hash gun and elite gun. Teleportation options here, teleport to camp, waypoint, auto waypoint, objective, Madame Nazar. And your presets down below. For example, your Anniesburg, you can go to gun shops, clothing shops, stuff like that. Misc down below. Your enclosed locations, for example, a St. Denis shell. Spawner here, basically you can spawn in different peds, vehicles, trains, boats, aerial, like hot air balloons, objects, for example, a UFO, as you can see there. Composites. Let's say you want to go to peds, you want to spawn in some legendary animals dead. There you go, spawn these in, as you guys can see right there, which is pretty cool. Scripts, which you guys can get via the Exodus Discord. Creator, you can also get creations from the Exodus Discord. If you guys want to make some, you guys can as well, which is pretty cool. World options here, do you have a time here? You can basically change the actual time in game, or you can just use your presets, for example, morning, noon, night, or midnight. I'm going to unfreeze the time and first say let's go to nighttime. As you guys can see, there you go. Lights as well, if you want to add a little hue effect, you can. You can also change the weather from blizzard, clouds, night, fog, hail, high pressure, whatever it may be, you guys can change, which is also pretty cool. Entity pools here, ped pool, object pool, and vehicle pool. Do you have trains here if you want to spawn in a train? And you want to change the speed of it, you guys can do so. Vehicle options here, just your densities there. Clear area, if you want to clear the area of a certain radius, you guys can basically do so. If basically you spawn in a bunch of chests and it gets a little, you know, cluttered, you would basically just go here and delete it real quick. And lastly, you do have a ground snow here as well. Misc options, you do have a bypass, it's like restricted areas, fast travel protection, and your legendary bounty cooldown. Script hook as well, use this at your own risk. Script manager, if you have any scripts loaded. UFO mode, if you enable this, you got your little UFO and your black hole, which is pretty cool to use. You can also enable pets if you want to have like your border collie, for example, your American foxhound. You can have them stay, you can have them attack people, which is pretty cool. As you guys can see, there he is. Anyway, moving on to your visuals here, basically you can enable your ESP / your wall hacks for other players if you would like to do so. And then lastly, moving on to your settings, basically this is where you can enable your themes, show your Exodus watermark on the middle of your screen, open and close notification or hint, whatever you want to call it, suppress all notifications, streamer mode, which will hide sensitive information. I don't know why I said bypass, but anyway. Basically this is where you can visit the website, open your, you know, Exodus folder, stuff like that. But that actually is gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.